Have you ever heard the screech of car brakes at 2 a.m. while sitting in a security booth listening to the city's silence? That sound changes your life, because from that moment on, you know you're about to witness a murder. I heard that sound 13 times, and I was silenced 13 times. But now death is at my door. I have no time left to stay quiet. My name is Robert Johnson. I'm 81 years old, born in Detroit. For 40 years I worked as a night security guard in various neighborhoods of this city. My children grew up. I have grandchildren. I was a normal family man, but my profession made me a witness to the city's darkest secrets. Night security work is such a job that you see people at their most vulnerable moments. From midnight to 6 a.m., the streets are your responsibility. Only we know what happens during those hours. When I first started, I was 25 years old. I was a naive young man then. I thought security work is easy. I would just patrol the streets, check doors. But everything changed when I saw the first murder. It was November 1975. I was a security guard at an apartment building in downtown Detroit. Back then there were no security cameras, few streetlights. While I was on duty at midnight, strange sounds came from the back alley of the apartment. Curiously looking, I saw two people beating a man. It was very violent. The man fell down, didn't get up. Those two people quickly jumped in a car and left. I ran to the man. He was dead. I immediately called the police. I told the arriving detective everything. I even noted the car's license plate. The next day I was called to the detective's office. "Robert," he said, "you didn't see anything last night. That man had a heart attack. Do you understand?" I was surprised. "But detective, two people beat him." "I saw it," I said. I can't forget the expression on his face then. "You didn't see anything," he repeated. "If you insist, you'll end up like that man." From that day on, I understood that these matters weren't as I thought. The perpetrator of that murder was never found. The file was closed as heart attack, and I learned for the first time what being silenced meant. I told my wife Linda what happened at home. "Robert," she said, "don't get involved in these things. You have children. Stay quiet and do your job." She was right. We had 3 children at that time. The oldest was 8 years old. I couldn't put them at risk, but something inside me was broken. So there was no such thing as justice. The powerful one won. I saw the second murder in 1978. This time I was working in downtown. Around 3 a.m. a man was stabbed on the stairs. The killer escaped, but I knew him. He was a local. I called the police again. The same thing happened again. This time I encountered a different detective, but the reaction was the same. "Robert, you're just a security guard. Forget what you saw. Some things happen in this city. We know about them. Don't interfere." This time I asked, "Why is this happening?" "A man was murdered. We know the killer." "Because," said the detective, "that man had debts. He was killed for not paying. The killer is also someone powerful's man. If we arrest him, we'll be in trouble." That's when I understood. These weren't just individual incidents. There was a system behind it. As years passed, I saw that there was a night justice system in the city. Legal order works during the day, but different rules apply at night. Some people were untouchable. They could do whatever they wanted. No one would speak up. The police knew it, we knew it, but everyone stayed silent. Who were these people? Businessmen, politicians, relatives, mafia bosses' sons. Anyone with money, anyone with power. In 1982, I saw the third murder. This time it was even more traumatic. A young woman had been killed. She was only 23 years old. That night I heard a car horn in front of the apartment. Looking out the window, I saw a man taking a young woman away by car. The woman was being taken by force. She was screaming. In the morning, that woman's body was found in a nearby vacant lot. She had been raped and murdered. This time I gave very detailed information to the police. The car's make, color, approximate license plate, the man's physical characteristics, but the same thing happened again. Robert, this girl was going down a bad path. She got what was coming to her, they said. I got very angry that day. Detective, this girl was innocent. I knew her. She was a university student. How do you know she was innocent? He said. Why was she outside at that hour at night? That day I understood that the system wasn't just protecting men. Crimes against women weren't taken seriously at all. In those years, murders of women were very normal. They were dismissed with phrases like, he cleaned his honor, she was going down a bad path, she got what was coming to her. I knew that young girl. She was the daughter of a family living in the apartment. She was a very well-behaved, studious girl. But someone powerful's son had killed her, and no one was speaking up. The most traumatic one I experienced in 1985. A 12-year-old child was kidnapped and killed. That night late, a van came in front of the apartment. Screaming sounds came from inside. It was a child's voice. I wanted to intervene, but I couldn't approach out of fear. The van left. The next day that child's body was found. This time I couldn't stand it. I went directly to the police chief. Chief, I said, there's a child killer among us. Find those men. The chief listened calmly. Then he said, Robert, you're well-intentioned, but you don't understand some things. This child was already a street child. He had no family. Who will look for him? But the child was murdered. I said, he died? Yes. But if we try to find his killer, more children will die. Do you understand? That day, I understood that the system was completely rotten. They were even protecting child killers. When I came home, I hugged my children. I was so afraid that the same things would happen to my own children. I told Linda what happened. Robert, she said, quit this job now. Let's find another job. But how could I quit? If I quit this job, who would hire a 40-year-old man? In 1987, I saw the fifth murder. This time the victim was a journalist. This man was someone who investigated corruption. That night, two people came to the apartment. They knocked on the journalist's door. When the door opened, they went inside. 20 minutes later, they came out. In the morning, the journalist was found dead. It was called a heart attack, but I had seen the killers. This time I did something different. I secretly tried to take pictures of the killers. There were Polaroid cameras in those days. I had bought one. I took a picture of the killers' cars when they were in front of the apartment. I also noted the license plate. From that day on, I made my decision. I would collect evidence of these murders. Maybe one day it would be useful. After each murder, I took notes, took pictures when possible, noted details. I created a secret file at home, a separate envelope for each murder. Inside were dates, places, killers' characteristics, vehicle information. When Linda asked, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm keeping a diary." In 1989, I saw the sixth murder. A wealthy businessman had been killed. This time I saw the killers very clearly. They were professional assassins. As the businessman was leaving his apartment, two motorcyclists came to him. One got off, shot the businessman, then they escaped. This murder became a big incident. Because the man was well known, the media was interested. The police conducted a major operation. But when I described the killers, I got the same reaction again. Don't interfere in these matters. I understood that this businessman also had powerful enemies, and those enemies were protected within the police. In 1991, I saw the seventh murder. This time, the victim was a doctor. This doctor had exposed irregularities in the hospital. The murder was very interesting in its form. When the doctor came home, he had an accident in front of the door, as if he had fallen and hit his head. But I saw the doctor being pushed. Two people pushed him. His head hit the stairs. He died. When the police came, they said the doctor was drunk. He fell. But I knew he didn't smell of alcohol. In 1993, I saw the eighth murder. This time a teacher had been killed. This teacher had reported child abuse at school. When the teacher came home, his car was rear-ended. It was called a traffic accident, but I had seen the car following him. That car had deliberately hit the teacher's car. The teacher died at the scene. In 1995, I saw the 9th murder. This time the victim was a witness to an important case. He was going to testify in a major corruption case. As the witness left his house, a motorcyclist approached him. He killed him with a single bullet. It was very professional. After this murder, that case was dropped, because the main witness was dead. In 1997, I saw the 10th murder. This time the victim was an environmental activist. He was campaigning against factory pollution. When the activist came home at night, he was found fallen on the apartment stairs. But I had seen the people who pushed him. In 1999, I saw the 11th murder. This time the victim was a labor union leader. He was organizing strikes. When the union leader came home from work, he had a heart attack. But I had seen the person who injected him. In 2001, I saw the 12th murder. This time the victim was an accountant. He had found irregularities in company records. The accountant had committed suicide. But I had seen the people who pushed him from the balcony. I saw the last murder in 2003. This time the victim was a farmer. He didn't want to sell his land. The farmer had a tractor accident. But I had seen the people tampering with his tractor. For 40 years I witnessed 13 murders. I reported all of them, but none were solved, because the killers were protected. Every time I was silenced, threatened. My family was threatened. "You're just a security guard, forget what you saw," they said. But I couldn't forget. I kept the details of each murder in my mind. I hid my files. Now I'm 81 years old. I'm retired. My children grew up. They have children too. Linda passed away 5 years ago. I couldn't even tell her the details of these murders. But I have no strength left to stay silent. The doctor told me I don't have much time left. The evidence I collected over these 4 detailed notes of 13 murders, physical characteristics of killers, vehicle license plate records, photographs, when possible, date and time information, crime scene drawings. I'm revealing all of these tonight. The names are as follows. This story is fictional. James Miller, Michael Brown, David Wilson, 1982 woman's murder, Robert Davis, William Garcia, 1987 journalist murder, Thomas Martinez, 1989 businessman murder, Christopher Anderson, 1990 Matthew Taylor, Daniel Jackson, 1995 witness murder, Anthony White, Mark Harris, 1999 labor leader murder, Stephen Clark, 2001 accountant murder, Kevin Lewis, 2003 farmer murder. These 13 people are still living among us. Some retired, some are still in business life. None of them were punished because the system protected them. But I have no time left to stay silent. I will give the files of these murders to the prosecutor's office. I stayed silent for 40 years because I was afraid. But I'm not afraid anymore. These murders weren't just individual incidents. They were part of a systematic structure. The powerful could kill whoever they wanted. Security guards, watchmen, ordinary people were silent witnesses. But the truth always comes out. Everything I told here tonight is documented. Every murder is recorded. I won't stay silent anymore. Justice may be delayed, but it's never lost.